Hello, OG Clifford Ryan. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here with us with this exclusive over the phone interview with the Wilson block. How you been? No, absolutely, man. Appreciate it, man. And we've been following you for a minute now, and I just got to go on the record of saying, man, we really appreciate what you're doing, and we definitely see the change that you're making every day. Yeah.
Just trying to support, us as a community nationwide, to spread the message. I want to spread the message nationwide. So thank you so much.
No doubt. So, I want to give you the floor, and so you could talk about more about OGs against violence. First, I just want to, if you can, just go ahead and give the audience a quick background on yourself.
Okay, my name is Clifford Ryan. From Syracuse, New York, born and raised in Syracuse.
Okay.
I am the founder of OGs Against Violence, and that acronym stands for Our Generation Against the Violent. Okay. I began doing the advocating in the community in 1999. I had a son shot and killed, so that was the beginning of my advocacy.
Wow.
So from that, we fast forward to 2015, which is when OGs Against Violence began.
Okay.
And I've been going out and going into the community and reaching out to the ones who are doing the violence.
Right.
A lot of times we get away from that, but my organization is geared towards specifically the ones doing the violence.
Right.
Now, that's very important for us.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, man, because, since I've been following you, I've seen you, like, live on the scene, and I've also seen you, prevent things from happening. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How do you, what angle do you have on, engaging with the criminals?
Okay. One thing I had to do was I had to first educate myself in conflict resolution.
Right.
Number one.
No doubt.
Then also mental health training.
Wow.
So I took the time to add those two components coupled with my natural ability, because if you're from the street, you have a natural ability to be able to go out there and relate to your community.
Right.
So now, with me taking the training for the conflict resolution and getting the background in it that I needed to add to my natural ability, same thing with the mental health aspects. I was able to go out into the community, and when you want me to, I'm just going to give you a couple of stories on how it works and just take you inside a couple of stops that I've made.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, I want to give you some numbers.
Okay.
To date, from 2015 to 2018, I've stopped and or helped stop 42 potential shootings within the community.
Wow.
Now, I've broken up over 300 fights.
Wow.
In the community.
We need you in LA, man.
Yes,
Chicago.
I'm looking forward to coming to do a tour soon.
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
Here's one of the stories, and it'll touch your heart, because we were at a basketball tournament, and two teams were playing against each other. One team lost, but the other team was from another area. So the team that lost was actually talking about doing harm to the team that won from the other area.
Oh, wow.
Well, the coach from the other area wasn't having that, and he made a mistake of swinging on one of the young men in the situation. So from that, chaos broke out.
Yeah.
And that young man left the scene and came back with a firearm.
Oh, wow.
All right? Now, when he came back with the firearm, the individual that we were trying to get control of, which was the coach who had assaulted him.
Wow.
When the
he was the
individual
coach?
saw that, yeah, he was a coach.
Oh,
but
wow.
He was a young coach.
Right,
He was a young coach. He wasn't an OG.
Right.
Okay? Anyway, that individual came back down to the scene with a pistol, and he went to point that pistol at the individual. Well, I happened to be me standing there with my OGs Against Violence sign, okay, and I was in the direct line of fire, preventing him from getting a target, okay, and I had to sign up, and I was yelling at him not to shoot because there were women and children out there, and he was pointing in the direction of the bouncy houses and the...
And all of this was happening all out in public?
In public.
Everybody's watching this. Okay, go ahead.
Just listen to the story. Yeah. There was hundreds of people out there.
Wow.
Okay. Now he put it down to his side. Then he brung it back up again and pointed it a second time. In the process of that, they said it was his uncle. His uncle tackled him around the foot area, and I tackled him around the chest area, and we brung him down to the ground.
Wow.
Okay. Now, when we brought him down to the ground, he dropped it, okay?
Yeah.
And as he dropped the pistol, someone came along, scooped it up, and ran away with it. Now, I don't know who that person was.
Right.
But we got the situation under control. From that situation, now the shooting was stopped. From that situation, a couple of fights broke out on the outside of that. I broke those fights up, okay? Now, here's the catch. The police department was on top of the building filming the event, right? So as I broke up the last fight that I was breaking up, they came down, and one of the officers came over to me and said, hey, where's the effing gun, Cliff? Where's the effing gun?
Oh, wow.
We filmed it, we seen it, this and that, right? So me and the young lady, I threw my hands in the air. I was like, officer, I don't know what you're talking about. I stopped violence down here. I don't know what makes you think I know where it's at.
Right.
Okay? But the female told him, well, officer, if you were up there on top of that building, which they was, and you was filming everything,
you should see who took it. You tell us who took it.
Exactly. And his lieutenant came over and said, hey, no, that's Mr. Ryan. He's an OG Against Violence.
Right.
He's against the violence. And he made the officer back up off of me. For one, the officer tried to put me on the spot in front of everybody.
Wow.
Okay? And that was the wrong thing to do.
Right.
Because everybody knows that I'm the OG Against Violence and that what I do is I stop the violence. Now, I have 42 of those stories to tell you. And we don't have enough time on your podcast, but that's just one.
No doubt, man. Wow.
Just to give you an idea, I'm going into schools. I'm going into youth centers. I'm doing all the community events here in the city. I'm traveling throughout New York State and different other cities, doing presentations and stuff like that, brother. So I really got my heart, mind, and body committed to this right here.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? I'm about ready to sign up to work for you. You know what I mean? Just on my own discretion, you know. But I want to also ask this, man, because a lot of what I know about the East Coast is it's real cold. You know what I mean? So, I mean, is it like icy roads and snowy out there while all of this stuff is going on the streets?
Right now, it's not. It's brisky. It's a brisk day.
Yeah.
Like let's say maybe a winter night in California would be like maybe 50. Maybe 45 to 50 degrees.
Okay.
So it's brisky. It's an autumn time. It's October. So it's not, there's not snow on the ground yet.
Okay.
But it's pretty cold.
Right.
But when I do my walks rain, sleet, or snow.
That part.
Okay?
That part.
Yeah, definitely.
So let me ask you, is there any particular season where you see the spike in violence in the streets? Is it really like the summer?
Yes.
The summer.
The summertime is the most critical part of the year because as soon as that weather, I mean, they do it in the wintertime too. We had a really bad winter. Last year, we had like 30 something homicides. But this year, the numbers are down. Okay.
No doubt.
But the spike came during the summer because what they do is they go on a spree. And the summertime is when the spree begins. So we lost like maybe I think our count is down to we're at like maybe 16 body count right now. Most of that was during the summertime, with the last 6 being in the the month of September and October.
And have you seen a decline since 2015?
Yes. What it does, it goes up and then it goes down.
It fluctuates.
So right now, it fluctuates. Right now, it's down. Okay, but the shootings alone that we haven't lost people are up. Okay.
Yeah.
We're looking at easily over 300 shootings or more.
Wow.
Okay. And a lot of those people have survived their wounds and have made it. And thank God that we don't have, a lot of casualties due to all of the shootings. Like some of them were in the legs, arms. We just had two young kids get shot and killed. One was 15 years old and the other was 12.
Oh man, it's never a good thing, man.
Yeah, it's never a good thing.
So, let me ask you this, man, because, your work is, I mean, like, that's front. They don't get any more front line than that. You know what I mean? And, like, really what you're doing, I can't stress enough. It's kind of like it's kind of like the idea of what we really need in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like OGs playing their role. And, I definitely commend you for, going above and beyond and the fearlessness and courage and everything that goes along with it. And, I know a thing or two about, walking through the neighborhoods and touching base with my people. But tell me a little bit about, how you collaborate with local officials, you know what I'm saying, and other entities within the city to kind of, curb the violence and, work together.
Okay. The most important thing that a community can do and advocates can do within their community is come together.
Yeah.
So now, as you know, within your community, we have a lot of divisions.
Yeah.
Okay, and what that means is you have a lot of good programs. People are very protective of what they're doing and what you want to do to be successful. As far as what I do is, I made it my business, number one, not to step on any toes, okay, and to work with the individuals who already have anti-violence programs going on, be it whatever lane that you're in as far as that anti-violence is concerned. And we have a lot of good, formidable programs, okay, but where the area that I felt like they were missing was the area of getting out here and actually getting into the physical, actual stops of the violence. So now, what I'm trying to do, as far as working with the city officials, is I'm trying to get them to get behind the organization, resource-wise, so that I can do an even better job at what I do. Now, it's been a challenge because when you're doing grassroots work, okay, that's always going to be a challenge in building your program and establishing your program. So I'm at the establishing aspect of it, getting the people in place, because you don't want to just have anybody in your organization that is straddling the fence. What do I mean by that? I don't want an individual involved with the organization that's still doing the violence. Stop the violence. Everybody has to be committed like I am 100%. And when I say there's no gray area, there is no gray area. So there's probably a lot of OGs in California, right, that maybe can if they commit 100% not doing the violence, that they could have an even stronger impact. They there.
Once we reach out, you know what I mean, they'll show themselves. You know what I mean? Let me ask you, what would you say, just from your own point of view, is like the root of a lot of violence that goes on in Syracuse?
Let's be realistic. For Syracuse was at one point Syracuse was named the number one city in poverty in the nation.
Really?
Now,
what year is this? What year was that?
This was last year.
What? Seriously?
Last year. Look it up.
Okay.
Now, fast forward to 2018. We dropped to, they said, number 18 in the nation in poverty. So we know that goes on
right.
as far as the negativity within a community.
Absolutely. And that's across the board. That's in like every community, you know.
Yes, that has to be addressed. What I do as far as that's concerned, when I come across a young man who's in need of resources and in need of a job or in need of money, first of all, I'll take it out of my pocket and give it to him.
No doubt.
Without hesitation. I don't care if it's my last $5.
That part.
I'll pull that out of my pocket and give it to him. He might need some Pampers for his son.
Right.
Or he might need to put some food on the table.
Right.
You understand?
See, that's what, and that's what we supposed to be for each other. You know what I mean? It ain't even on no, like, remember when I did or you owe me. It ain't even about that. It's about, I might come to you one day like, yo, man, you got a soda pop, like, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's not because you owe me anything. It's just because that's how we do. But go ahead.
How we supposed to do.
Right.
And the powers that be, okay, they know what's going on. Let's be realistic. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
They know what they have to do. They know what their role is as far as helping to change the levels of poverty that we're facing, the things that we're going through.
Right.
As far as our communities are concerned nationwide.
Right.
Okay. For Syracuse, I can say that we got a good political system in place right now.
No doubt.
Are making strides towards improving and doing better as far as the community is concerned. Like we got a mayor who comes in the community. We got a mayor who's out there talking to shooters. We got a mayor who's out there in the community reaching out to these young men, telling these young men, yeah, listen, I care about you. So to give you an example, we just had a job fair today. But there wasn't that many people at that job fair. Now, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Because a lot of the young people are saying, well, we don't have anything to do. We don't have jobs. Well, we had a strong job fair today, okay, and there wasn't that many people.
Right.
So now what am I going to do? After I'm done with you, I'm going to rest up a little more today. And then when I hit those streets with that sign, I'm going to be in their ear about that.
No doubt.
Young man, you said you needed a job. I remember you telling me you said you needed a job. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you over to this place right here. You're going to sit down and you're going to fill out that application. Okay? And I'll help you and I'll teach you how to do it. And I'll sit down and I'll teach you how to do an interview. And I'll give you the clothes to go to the interview and seek the job.
Hey, Cliff, I'm about to come work for you, man. like I'm telling you, because listen.
I'm trying to get some strong people in who are committed, brother. That's all we need.
Absolutely.
We need committed 100%.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's the most important part, man.
Yeah, as I'm getting older. I'm 28. You know what I mean? I still like to, see myself as a young person. And
you are.
You're
still young.
Yeah, and so. When I look at this, I'm like, it's everything, like I said, it's everything I expect from my elders. You know what I'm saying? In the community, you know what I mean? And it's really like a village. It's like, you know what? I am my brother's keeper. You know what I mean? And so, even when I look at, my interactions with my friends, I try to help my friends get jobs and all of that. Sometimes I might have to pay my friend's phone bill just so he can, and be enabled. You know what I mean? And take it from there. But and it's never, tit for tat. It's always in good faith and, on the strength. So, one day, man, I'm coming to Syracuse, man, and I'm a walk. I'm a walk, and anything like you said, man, you got to be 100%, no gray area. That's where I stand. You know what I mean? As a young person, and
I appreciate that.
And I believe in the power of positive role models. You know what I mean? And I actually want to get your take on that, man, because personally, I feel that, when people say, they're not role models, to me, you're a role model whether you like it or not. It's really a matter of if you accept responsibility for how you influence others. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most important part. The most important part to being a role model is embracing the fact that you are that role model, and people embrace you like that, and people look up to you like that. The little children run up to me. The youth They respect me.
Yeah.
I got the people in the community as I'm walking down the street. They're blowing their horns. They're giving me a thumbs up. They're saying thank you. They're coming out, giving me bottles of water, giving me plates of food. Okay?
Man.
So you want to take that momentum, and you don't want to do anything to disappoint that.
Right.
Okay? So there's no room for me as far as erring in that regard, because these little kids look up to me. How disappointed would it be for a little kid to come up to me and I disrespect that little kid saying, "Get out of my face, I'm not a role model."
Right. What you look like saying that? You know?
Do you know how disappointed they would be?
I'll tell you how disappointed I would be. You know what I mean? As a kid. Right. I would not like you for that, you know?
Picture you coming down the street. Here I am. I've been all these years saying, stop the violence. You look and you see me in the middle of the street with a pistol, or you look and you see me in the middle of the street knocking somebody upside the head or doing some violence. Do you know how disappointed this city would be in me, brother?
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
So there's no turning back.
Absolutely.
And when I tell you there's no turning back, brother, listen, there's no turning back.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay?
I get it. You know, like for me, it's like, you know, a lot of my friends, a lot of people that know me know that, you know, I you know, hold things to a certain standard. And so, you know, if I was just, you know, blissfully ignorant out here, if I was deliberately just mindless out here, then, you know, I would get away for a lot of the stupid stuff. But because people know I know better, if I were to get out of line, then I'm liable to really, like, lose it all. You know what I mean? Just because people know I know better, and that's what it means to you know, to carry that. You know what I mean? So
definitely, I do know what you mean, and let me just say to you, it's refreshing to hear a younger person, you know, with that kind of perspective on life, and I'm going to encourage you to continue to keep doing what you're doing, because I follow you as well.
No doubt.
And I see, you know, the positive things and the positive influences that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's so important for the next generation
to
step up and take that assist and to take the ball.
Right.
Okay? It's so important for a younger generation to step up and do the positive things that we need. You are the future, brother.
Thank you, man.
Into that category of having to step up to the plate and to tell your peers, hey man, look, let's take this in a positive direction. Like you're doing what you're doing with your life right now, with the podcast and the magazine and stuff like that, man. The Wilson Block magazine, man. I was honored, man, to be in your magazine.
Yeah, you remember?
You know, man, listen, man, I want to tell you, man, I was talking about that, and I shared that on my page.
No doubt.
And people was, you know, they was commending you,
you
know, on what you was, you know, you was doing and everything.
Right.
Like that, man. So these are important steps for the younger generation to take to embrace older brothers such as myself who are going to give you that guidance and that encouragement. So keep it up, brother.
Thanks,
Don't
man.
stop, man. Don't let nothing stand in your way. I encourage you. And as you remember, I came on your post one time, and I was, you know, I seen you was in the down period, and you was like, and hey, brother, look, get your mind right.
No doubt.
Do the positive.
Yeah,
and you
man.
rebounded from that, and you've been doing what you're supposed to ever since. So
man.
I encourage you to continue to do what you're doing, you know, on a positive level, and it's so important. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. No doubt, man. I you know, I've really been searching for that, you know, in my own community, you know what I'm saying, from my elders, man, and you know, just recently, you know, I've kind of gotten out of line with, you know, the artists in my town who are a generation older than me, because really when I look back, man, you know, they haven't really given me they've given me everything but, you know, what you've just given me. And I say that, you know, because like I'm already paying homage. Like I'm paying it forward. I'm acknowledging you guys, and you know, you guys continue to not acknowledge me for who I am. So, you know, it's you know,
that's your mistake. You see, you can't. So a lot of times they let their pride stand in the way because they may have been through some things. They feel like, who are you, young man, to tell me? Well, who is is he? He's a young man that's in touch. He's a young man that's coming up in the generation that's coming behind you. That you have to give that respect to, and you have to give that encouragement. So let me give you an idea real quick. When I'm out talking to these young brothers who are pulling these triggers, I never disrespect them. I reach out to them from a perspective of showing them respect. Like I might say, young man, no disrespect, but if I was you, man, you know, I wouldn't go do what you're about to go do.
Right.
He'll be like, he might say to me, man, I'm really not trying to hear that, stop the violence stuff. And then I'll go into my mental health kit, and I'll tell him, hey, young man, listen, I understand that you got a lot of hurt and anger and pain inside of you. Maybe if you take the time, you know, for a couple of minutes to talk to me, maybe I might be able to give you a strong perspective on not what, you know, on what not to do. And don't you know how many shootings I stopped just talking to those
that part. Listen, you know, a young dude like me, I be living on the edge. I mean, you know, I'm a street dude. I mean, I don't gang bang, but you know, I know what it means to be on edge and not trying to hear none of that. And so I know that, you know, if there was somebody, it was a lot of times because there was nobody that was willing to just kind of hear me out. You know what I mean? And so you get ready to, you know, cross the line, or, you know, and, you know, sometimes, you know, thankful for me, you know what I'm saying, I've always had, you know, enough sense to, you know what I mean, make the better decision, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like just you reaching out, you know what I'm saying, like I said, man, it's prevented, you know, and prevention is really the solution.
That's
you know what I mean?
100%. And,
you know?
and to show you that I understand that, you know, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to get upset. We're going to be pushed to a limit of, or to a brink where at any given time we might take that action.
Right.
So let me just remind you, even as an OG, when I'm out there carrying that sign, I'm using that as a constant reminder for myself as well.
Right.
Okay? I used to be a very violent individual, okay, when I was coming up. All right? And I can tell you that I haven't been perfect in my life either.
Right.
I've done some things. But I turned my life around in the regard of the violence because I knew I was only one bad decision away from that 25 to life.
That part.
Or from somebody taking my life.
Right.
And my life has been on the line so many times.
Yeah.
Okay? Where I'm thankful to God that I'm alive. Okay?
Amen.
And I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. Okay? So I understand when, you know, when you're in a situation where you have to make that decision. I've made that right decision. Even when the situation or the violence was done against me, I had to make that call for either the 25 to life or to live life.
That
and
part.
every time I'm gonna make that call to live life, you know, stopping just short of just letting somebody take my life right then and there.
Right.
You understand? I would try to defend myself, but in a defensive way.
Right.
If he tried to stab me, okay, I would try to stop him from doing that, not to harm him, but to keep him from harming me.
Right.
So let me just tell you a story real quick.
Yeah.
I was at a vigil, and two females started fighting. Okay, and I didn't see that one of the females had a knife. Okay, and in the process, I thought she was throwing a punch, so I went to block that punch with my sign in my body. And needless to say, she had a knife in her hand.
Oh wow!
And she plunged that knife into my neck, brother.
Oh wow!
And when I tell you, she stabbed me in my neck. If you go on my page and look at my timeline, okay, you will see a picture of me in the newspaper.
Wow.
Okay, with a stab wound to the neck. She was an inch away from my artery in my neck, my jugular. She was an inch away. Now, they got me to the hospital. I had approximately 5 minutes to live, the doctor said. That's how much blood I had lost, and the blood had filled up my lung. So immediately they cut my lung open.
Oh my God!
Drained the blood out. They drained the blood out of my lung. Okay, 3 young ladies saved my life that day. Okay, just to let you know that I understand when you and I know that young lady wasn't trying to harm you. So So it was a no-brainer for me not to try to harm her.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, the whole city was angry, and the whole city wanted to go after this young lady.
Really?
You already know what I told the whole city.
Boy, let's go. Let's go. Wow, man. Yeah.
I can't tell people to stop the violence and then encourage you to do the violence.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They was ready to go to war. People in my family was ready to go to war, and I wasn't going to let them do that because I would be contradicting myself if I'm telling them to stop the violence, and then I go ahead and tell them to do the violence.
Well, now, if I got this right, you know, you actually stepped in the way. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even like it was meant for you anyway. It's not like she had any animosity towards you anyway. You know what I mean? And so you took that, man. That's hey, man. Like, it don't get any more OG than that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the whole city know. You know what I mean? The whole city know that. Nah, man, that's a G right there, man. Like, you know. And, yo, speaking of that, I wanted you to talk about, you know, some of your peers. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's some pictures that I've seen, you know what I mean, some of the same people. You know what I mean? So, you know, I kind of think it would be cool to kind of, you know, shout them out and maybe, tell us a little bit about, you know, who they are and what they do for the org.
Okay. One that stands out right now, you have Brother Alameen, who helps feed the homeless. You have Eddie Mitchell Jr., who does the Teen Angel. You have the Street Addiction Program. You have the SNUG Program.
Yeah.
You have the Juice Cares Program. Okay. You have several others that you see me in. Everybody that you see me in photos with community-wise, like Mr. Williams, I was just with him over at Southwest Community Connection.
Yeah.
He gave the annual report. Everybody that you see me with is doing something community-wise, and I try to rub elbows with and or support them.
Right.
And what they're doing as far as the city is concerned. Because a lot of times people think, oh, well, you know, they're not doing this or they're not doing that, and everybody gets to assassinating each other's characters and programs and stuff. Well, these are all formidable programs within the community that are doing good things, and I want to give them a shout out, you know, and anybody else that I forgot to let you know, man, that there's people doing things out there, man, that are very, very good for the community.
Yeah.
And that, you know, everybody that you see me rubbing elbows with, mostly in the pictures, and as far as, you know, adults are concerned, are people who are in the community doing positive things.
No doubt, man. Hey, Cliff, look, I just got to say, man, I can talk to you all day about this.
Yes.
Like, literally. Yes. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm not going to hold you all day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, you know, there is just maybe another question or two that I do want to, you know, ask. You know, when you're doing outreach in the community, one of the critical things is engaging with the youth. You know what I mean? You know, what strategies do you use to engage with the youth? Because I've seen babies, okay, holding up the sign. You know what I mean? And when I see that, man, I see somebody that's influencing our future in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tried to do with my whole Bringing It Together movement. Really just not so much holding the sign, but just people taking pictures together, you know, demonstrating, you know, the values of love, peace, and unity, and so forth. But you know, I haven't gone so far as to get the younger people involved. You know, how have you done it?
Like, let me just give you the advice to go in your community, go into your youth centers. Okay, you might have a young person who you might inspire to get into starting a magazine, or you might have a young person who you might inspire to do a podcast. The young people, they know about podcasts. They probably would love to come on your show and sit down with you and see the work that you do. Let them see the work that you stand for. Let them see who you are as a person. Let them see what you stand for. This is what I do. When I go out and I talk to a young man, like I might see a crowd of young brothers standing on the corner. I engage them. How you doing? Introduce myself. Most of them know who I am.
Right.
But then I pitch what I stand for, and I let them know my sincerity.
Yeah.
Now, where does the proof come in? When they see you out there doing the work.
That part.
Okay? And several people in the city have seen me stop violence. Several people in the city see me out there in the community.
Right, it gets around.
Yeah, you have to go about it with a sincerity in your heart.
Right.
Spread your knowledge, brother. Spread yourself to the young people. Influence the young people. Encourage them. Encourage the little children.
Yeah.
Okay. Show them that you care. And that's so important when a little baby walks up to me, 3 years old, and say, "Can I hold your sign?"
Yeah, man.
Do you know how?
I feel that.
The smile that goes on my face?
Right.
You see them little children. You see me surrounded with little children. Those little children swarm me to hold those signs.
Wow.
Okay?
You can't buy that, man. That's priceless,
They know
man.
those signs, man. Those signs stand for stopping that violence. And every child has a story to tell me, brother.
Nice.
You got a 5-year-old telling you, "My uncle got shot," or "My father was shot," or "My uncle was killed," or you understand what I'm saying? Now you picture a little 5-year-old saying, "My daddy was shot and my daddy in heaven." Now you picture that. You see what I'm saying to you? And what do? I give that little kid a hug, let him have a sign, give him a little bracelet.
That's awesome, dude. That is so awesome, man.
And they love it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I'm telling you, man. I just want to come experience that. You know what I mean? Like, and just, you know, whatever I can do, because, you know, when I wake up, man, I just have so much positive ambition. I'm just ready to, you know, if I'm not making a difference, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And so that's why, you know, I'm so entrepreneurial, because, you know, I mean, there's no reason for me to be in the way of dishwashing if I'm not a dishwasher. You know what I mean? So, you know, I got to kind of figure it out. But yo, man, that's awesome, man. I really want to thank you for this time and this exclusive interview. You know what I mean? One more thing. What would you say is the overall mission of OGs Against Violence? Like, what is the ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal for OGs Against Violence is to reach out to the ones pulling the trigger, to help lower our violence in our community, and to have the strongest impact in the community that we could possibly have, because that's the number one deterrent in our community is the violence. Once we get the violence under control, we can build entrepreneurs, we can build businesses, we can build a stronger community, we can get our village back, and we can live in unity. But we first have to stop these young people from killing each other. You know where you're from, you understand that. That's a key component to building our communities and communities of color. So the ultimate goal is to stop the violence, man, and get our communities back and to the village mindset.
Real talk, man. That's what it is, man. Yeah. So, you know, where can people, you know what I'm saying, follow you online?
I'm on Facebook, Clifford Ryan on Facebook, OGs Against Gun Violence on Facebook, On the Grounds with OG Walks on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Okay. What else? Clifford Ryan. C Ryan. 81393@gmail.com. That's my email address.
Okay.
If you want to contact me through email with programs, and you can contact me. I'm trying to set up where I can do a little traveling, come and do presentations at youth centers. So any way that you can help me facilitate that, brother.
Okay.
Listen, we can facilitate that. Well, I'll take a bus down there to California, and I will come down there and do some presentations for the youth.
Hey, man, you know what?
I'll walk the roughest community.
Yeah, hey man, you sparking ideas right now. You know what I mean? We're gonna touch base after the phone call. You know what I'm saying? Even if not today, I definitely have an end with, you know what I'm saying, the juvenile halls and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You already having, having a track record. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be hard. You know what I mean, to connect the dots. But one more thing. Do you have personally, do you have any message you want to send out there to the world?
I just want to say, to the young people out there in the community, that you are the future, and that you have an obligation to step up to the plate, to your community, in your community, and you have to step up to the plate. We need you to stop killing each other, okay, worldwide. We need you to stop killing each other. Step up to the plate for your generation and help change that aspect. Be the best that you can be, and stand up and be a leader in your community.
Yes, sir. That's what it is. OG Clifford Ryan, you know what I'm saying? You got any shout outs you want to drop before we cut out?
Shout out to everybody in California that's doing something positive. Shout out to Wilson Block, okay, for having me on the show.
Yeah.
Make sure, man, that you drop that link, man, on my page, man, so I can let people listen to it.
For sure.
Okay, that's
definitely
very important, man. I appreciate it. I want them to hear this.
For sure, yeah.
Make sure they know about the OGs against violence out there.
Absolutely. That's 100. It's done. You know what I mean? All right, OG Cliff, you know what I'm saying? We're going to touch base soon. Thanks for coming through, man. We really appreciate this time. And listen, man, I'm doing you a favor because, man, this will be another hour conversation. You already know.
Hey, listen, man, I set aside the time for it, man, and I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, man. All right, man, we're going to touch base soon, man.
Yes.
All right, so Wilson Block 100 Radio. We out.